What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to talk about the best attackers and the best defenders for season 15 victory track, and we're also going to include weeks 1 and 2. So the nodes are going to be basically a buff for us. For skill champions, if you create 5 times, you're going to purify all non-damaging debuffs on you, which is quite cool. It's pretty helpful for this node right here, which is when the attacker gains a bar of power, they're inflicted with a power sting debuff for 10 seconds. But if you're not a skill champ or you don't have another way to purify it, you can intercept, and then that's gonna get placed on the defender instead, which can actually deal some damage to them if they throw a special, which is quite cool. And then power focus 1, they get 6% more power while below an SP1 and suffer minus 80% combat power rate while above. So this could be pretty good and pretty bad for some defenders as well. And then encroaching stun for the Gladiator circuit, we have to throw a special every 20 seconds, otherwise we're gonna get stunned, unless we are obviously stun immune. So let's talk about the best science attackers. So I think Cassie, where's Cassie? Cassie, Scorpion, and Spider-Ham, you know, they can definitely benefit a lot from this because they can also have their own power sinks and the node's power sinks. Now here for like Spider-Ham, it says the SP1, pause any character poppers currently in the opponent until they have the activated special attack. I don't know if this is going to count, you know, the power sinks from the node, but even still, you're just going to be able to push them to a special one faster, which is going to re-trigger those power sinks. Same thing with Cassie. And then Scorpion, he has also got another reason why he's good. If you make a mistake by like trying to intercept and you take some damage because you missed intercept, or you might have to throw a special 2 or a special 1 to get rid of the encouraging stun, you know, you can just heal it back from the petrify. So I think Scorpion, you know, obviously going to be a really great champion for this. And then I think Hulk potentially could be really nice if you can, you know, maybe get the power sink off of you and then you can stun lock them. And if the stun lock doesn't work, they're going to suffer minus 80% combat power rate, which means it's not gonna, you're probably not gonna push him to a special 3 even if the damage is not enough. So I think he could actually definitely make some cheese in this meta. Same thing with Titania. You know, if you want to go for the special 3, and you know, usually when you go for the special 3, you try and nuke the opponent. But if you can't, if your damage isn't enough, you're probably not gonna push him to a special 3 because of the minus 80% power combat power rate they're gonna get. So yeah, and then I think, you know, maybe Morbius, because Morbius, you know, when you counter the opponent's specials, you place 5 more bleeds, I believe. So, you know, if you spam a little bit of your special 1, if you can get rid of the, you know, the power sink off of you, you know, you can just push them to a special 1. If you have an easy special 1 to like dex or dash in, you can build up Morbius really fast. And yeah, also I think he's going to be a good defender, but we'll get there in a second. But now for the skill champions. Skill champions are obviously going to be the best ones because of this extra node that we have, the buff. So I think Zemo is going to be amazing. I think Shield is going to be really good. She's got the cleanse, basically, you know, ignore the power sink node. There's also going to be Elsa. Elsa has really high chance to crit. So if she doesn't purify the power sinks from her own abilities, you're just going to crit a lot by spamming a special 1. And also she's got like a really high chance to crit, like 36% chance. Then high sig crossbones could be really amazing. You just benefit from the power sting, which is extra damage, more furies. You know, Hit Monkey has good chance to crit. You should be decent. Kate, as long as you intercept, you should be able to nuke the opponents really fast without baiting too many special 1s. But also if you bait special 1s, it's kind of good because you can just, you know, dash in after those and pause your effects for a little bit. I think Killmonger is going to be nice on attack because he's going to get some extra power when he gets inflicted with a power sting. And you also have the easy intercept with the SP1 counter punch charges. You can just, you know, block and do a medium that counts as an intercept. Same thing with Mole Man. You can block, become unstoppable for a second and get an easy intercept. Also Mole Man, you know, he just has those guaranteed crits, so he's going to purify either way, no matter if he's on the frenzy mode or not. Also we have Massacre. He has really high chance to crit if he is high sig, so he could work really nice there. Also, I think a really good champion could be Moondragon. I think she's going to be really interesting because if we go right here, I think it's yeah, So look at this. While suffering from bleed, power sting, degen, or poison effects from chambers and quest buffs, gain sounding transcendence every 0.7 seconds. Now the thing is, I am not too sure if it's gonna count as a quest buff, because this is a node. I don't know if it's gonna count as a quest buff. I really hope it does, because if it does, you're basically gonna wrap up super fast, which means you're just gonna get to the sounding transcendence with 20 charges, and then you can get to 40, apply those 25 energy vulnerabilities, and you're just gonna get some crazy damage. But I really hope it counts as a quest buff, because I think we had that interaction like in the previous meta and it didn't work. And I don't know why they just don't make it like every power thing. Like, it wouldn't be OP. But I really hope Moondragon is gonna be amazing, because she's probably gonna be a good defender as well. Because when you intercept to remove the power sink off of you, you're gonna place it on her, which means it's gonna ramp her up on defense, and that means more block damage, inequity with the energy vulnerabilities, the indefinite ones. So yeah, I hope it works, but I have a feeling it might not. There's also Shang-Chi, just amazing, crits a lot. He's got the cleanse. Stealth Suit Spider-Man, you know, he crits a lot, he hits like a truck. I think he definitely has a good chance being good. Valkyrie, you know, there's two reasons I think she might be good in this meta. First reason is because she can purify the power sting, and you don't really have to bait too many special with Valkyrie, you just mostly hit the block. Also, she can go stun immune if you got her at 6200 and you need like only one bulwark, which is so easy to get to become stun immune for the encouraging stun. So you basically just ignore the node if you get a bulwark. So I think she could be pretty nice. You know, there's obviously like Nick Fury, you know, he's got 2 lives. Even if you take damage from the power stings by missing an intercept or something, you know, he's got you covered for sure. Up next, we have Archangel. He can probably shut down the node. I think Kitty Pryde should be nice because, you know, free intercept basically. And even if you don't do an intercept, you're just going to phase while throwing a special, which means you're not going to take any damage anyway. And I also think Weapon X, sorry, not this, Weapon X could be cool. Just because, you know, if you miss an intercept and you're in Berserk, you're just going to heal all that damage back. Plus, he is stun immune while Berserk, so he could be a nice attacker and a good defender. And then I think Magneto has a chance of being nice because he might shut down the node as well. But I don't think it's going to be too great. But if you don't have like better options, I think he's probably pretty decent. Now, from the tech class, Fam is pretty nice because you can intercept so well with his light attacks. Got one of the best light attacks in the game to intercept. And if you miss an intercept, you're most likely going to glance that, so that's not going to hurt too much. And then Ghost. I think Ghost, you know, free intercepts if you know how to play Ghost. I think she's going to be amazing. And that's it for the tech class. I don't think anyone is going to benefit that much. The thing about tech class is some of them are robots, which means you're not going to be able to basically heal with the willpower mastery. Like if you use Nimrod, you make a mistake, you're not going to be able to heal up. Or like Warlock or any of the Divisions or Ultron. So that's why I think tech class isn't going to be too popular in this season. Up next, we have the Cosmic class. So the Cosmic class, I think Adam Warlock has a chance of being good because you can push the opponent to a special 1, and if you can consistently bait it, that's going to pause your charges, which can allow you to get to 40 and get that big fury after. So I think you definitely need some AI cooperation for sure. But I think this might make it a little bit easier in this meta, but still you're going to need AI cooperation. Hercules, you know, you're stun immune. You have the Infuriate, which means easier intercepts for sure. And then on the Mystics, I don't think Mystics are going to be like too crazy. The only thing that they're going to be really good for, I believe, is like encroaching stun. Because with Mystics, you just get a bunch of power, so you're always going to have a special to like ignore the encroaching stun. But I don't see anyone being too great because they have a power sting on them or because the opponent has a power sting. I don't think anyone's going to shine. You know, you're definitely going to see Mystics. But I don't see anyone being like better from the nodes. So yeah, moving on to the defenders now. Who are going to be the best defenders? Now this is a lot more interesting. So from the science class, I think Joe spamming special ones, definitely annoying. Chip damage. Jessica, she's basically going to get the investigation faster because that's going to be a non-stun debuff every time you get a bar of power. That is going to be the power thing, so that's going to hurt a lot. You definitely need a counter for that Jessica Jones, because she's coming. People got her from the banquet. Like, I'm pretty sure she's gonna be really popular. Now there's Morbius. So the thing about Morbius, he's gonna be spamming SP1s, which means he's gonna basically get his glide back, which means you're not gonna be able to intercept. So if you want to intercept and get that power sting off of you to land a special attack, you're not gonna be able to do that because he's gonna spam his own special one and just refresh that glide. So he could be like a nice dual threat this season, Morbius, not gonna lie. Photon, really annoying. You know, the thing is, Photon's SP2 is more annoying than the SP1, but the SP1 is still very annoying, and you're gonna bait a lot of those special ones. So I think it's pretty good that I added her here. Rhino, you know, if you got a Rhino, if you're crazy like that, I think you actually could slow down the opponents because you're not gonna be able to intercept. And, you know, if you can't intercept and you don't have a way to purify the power sting, you're either gonna have to throw a special for the encroaching stun, or you're gonna have to basically get stunned because you're not gonna throw a special. So I think this guy could be tricky. I kind of hope we don't see Rhinos. I don't think we're gonna see Rhinos, but honestly, he technically should be really good. Now, there are some defenders that are going to be like worse too. Like Thing is going to be worse because you're going to be able to bait his special ones or push him to special ones a lot faster, which, you know, you don't even have to count the rock stacks for sometimes. But there's still like Overseer. Overseer is going to be such a pain, spamming SP1s. You know, he's going to have the auto block up if he can't be unblockable, or somehow, you know, maybe with a crush debuff, you can ignore his auto block. I think he actually could be pretty annoying to fight. And Miles, also Miles, he could be annoying. I don't see him being in. I don't know if I'm gonna put my rank for Miles in, because basically if you want to throw a special, he's gonna activate his pattern camo, so you might get wrecked, but it's still a 35% chance unless the opponent is unblockable. So I don't know if I'm gonna put my Miles in the deck. We'll see. Now from this the scale class, Atuma. If you bait a lot of the SP1s, he's going to get to hydration really fast, which means unstoppable. Then you're going to have to stun him, which means he's going to get more concussions, which is bad. So I think if he can't really fight Atuma well in this meta, he could be actually devastating. Killmonger, he's going to get debuffs on him, which means more power. We do not want that. Kingpin, same thing, he's going to get more debuffs, which means overpower, which means extra combat power rate. Could be annoying. I think Korg is going to be really, really annoying because of his SP1. We do not want to bait like 10 SP1s from Korg. Sometimes he's going to get us. Again, Moondragon, I said already, if the power sting works like that, she is going to be a pain. But even still, I think Moondragon, she's going to spam a lot of the SP1s, so she's going to get to her Psionic Transcendence really fast. So she could be a little bit of a pain. Maybe if you got like a 7-star and then the block damage is through the roof. And then the big Nick Fury, you know, spamming SP1s. We do not like SP1s from Nick Fury. Yeah, I think that's going to be a really fun season for Nick Fury. And then from the mutants, I think Bishop is such a pain because no one wants to bait SP1s from Bishop unless you're using Ghost or Kitty or someone like that's immune or can purify the incinerates. I think Dawn is going to be such a pain because she's going to get lucky more times because you're going to bait SP1, then she's going to be able to get to the other special one again faster. I also think Havoc is annoying because you don't want to bait SP1s from Havoc unless you get a counter. But even if you do have a counter, the opponent might have inequity and slow you down, so he's going to be one of the best. I think Iceman has a tricky SP1 sometimes. Kitty Pryde. Now, if you want to intercept Kitty, sometimes you might get wrecked. So I think she could be a good defender, tricky, maybe the first few times you fight her. If you fight her like more than 2 to 3 times, I think you're probably going to be able to fight her. But another thing about Kitty, you know, you're going to push to this SP1 a lot faster. So the only thing you got to do is just block it, and then she's going to have no prowess, and then you can just intercept. But the thing that I'm talking about here is the timing. What if she doesn't throw the SP1 and then encroaching stun comes and you need to intercept to get that power sting out of the way so you can pop your special so you don't get stunned? You know, the timing could mess you up even if you know what you're doing. Onslaught, yeah, who wants to fight an Onslaught, honestly? Like, his SP1 takes so much time. It's so difficult to dex, and it's just Onslaught. And then I think Weapon X could be a little bit more of a pain because he's going to pop the special one faster and get the rage a lot quicker. And because of like some skill purifiers, people might have a lot of skill champs on attack. I think Toad is going to be amazing because it's pretty much impossible to fight Toad with a skill champion. So I think he could be a pain. Now from the tech class, I think Guillotine 299 could be a pain because she's going to spam SP once, which means power drain, which means no power, which means encroaching stun is going to be a problem. I actually think she's going to be super tough because if you somehow want to push her to a special 2, the block damage it when it gets a 7-star is a lot. So I think she's going to be actually super, super annoying. Same thing with Mysterio, especially high Sig 1. If he throws SP1s, you just have to wait, or you're going to get the damage reflected back at you. Penny, Penny, she's going to get charges with the SP1, so you have to break the shield. And yeah, honestly, with Penny, you need to break the shield, hitting the block. And if you do that, you're not going to get power for the encroaching stun. So I think Penny, man, she's going to be super annoying. Like, I wish I had a 7-star. And then Red Skull could be a bit of a pain because he's auto block with the SP1. And also he's going to get more armors because he's going to get to that SP1 a lot faster. Now, from the Cosmic class, I think Gallon could be a bit of a pain. Because if you, bait a lot of his SP1s, eventually he's going to get to Harvest. But I don't think he's going to be too difficult. Hulkling, I don't think he's going to be difficult, but he's definitely going to slow you down a lot because he's going to get indestructible, a lot of power. So yeah, I think he's going to just slow you down just enough. And then Maestro is such a pain. And also that SP1 is not easy to dex. He's gonna get to the charges faster because you're going to bait specials. And then you're going to get rooted. And then there's the SP1 is just a lot harder to dex. Terex, I think he could be a bit of a pain with how his power mechanic works. He might be on his phase, I don't know how it's called, the rock filled phase, I believe, for more time, so that means more damage. And then Nova, I think Nova with like his energize and then his tricky SP1, I think he could be a bit of a pain because he also like generates power from his own ability, so he actually could be a pain. You might want to like bring a counter because yeah, SP1 is gonna be super, super annoying to dex, and I know that because it clips me sometimes. And then from the Mystics, so the Mystics, here's the thing, I don't think anyone is a threat because of Power Focus 1, because Mystic champs have Mystic Dispersion, which means they're gonna be able to get to the special 2s anyway. Like Sasquatch, yeah, you're gonna dex a lot of his SP1s. He's gonna get back to the special 1 fast, but he's gonna get to the SP2 fast as well if you trigger Mystic Dispersion. So I don't think it's gonna be actually like anything special for Mystics. It's probably gonna be like about the same, except for some others that could actually make them easier. Like Kindred, you're gonna be able to push him to a special 1, and then you're gonna pause his charges, which means you're safe. Longshot, his SP2 is the thing that's really annoying, but with Power Focus 1, he's not going to get to that easy. But with MD, if it's a high Sig Longshot, there is still a chance he gets to that special 2, so be careful. Another example, Mangog. If he spams SP1s, you can dex it, but he's going to get to the Hatred phase, to like Taint Hatred, and he's going to be super annoying, unstoppable, healing and all that stuff, but he doesn't threaten you with a special 2 block damage. Again though, there is still a chance you get to that special 2 because of Mystic Dispersion. Yeah, I think they're just gonna be a little bit easier because of that Power Focus 1. But yeah, man, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope this video helps you build up a good deck. I actually will be going live when the season drops if you guys want to check out the stream. And yeah, hopefully this video helped you, and if it did, please give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.